Hello everyone. Welcome back to my Teaching the Dailies series. Today's level 5. And you'll notice that it is on the same day as my level 4, or basically the same day. I'm doing it like, the day after, but because they reset at like 8 p.m. my local time. Uh, so today we have level 5, and it's going to be gallery again. Like I said the last video, I don't mind it just being the one venue because I feel like the concepts that happen on gallery apply to every single venue. That is like 4 of 8 or even like a 5 of 8 venue. So I think that it's just a perfect one. And plus you can see everything. Everything's easy to see, so it's even easier for me to kind of show things as I'm going along. And you can look yourself what's happening in the game. So yes, we're gonna do daily level 5 on gallery. And I think that we will be definitely running into some stronger games here. I don't know how strong. I think that level 5 can range from, still kind of low intermediate to sort of high intermediate. Uh, so yeah, let's just get into it here. The setups are basically the same as level 4, where it's just, 330, 20 guess, and any 4 of 8. Okay, sorry, I was thinking about something, but anyway. So here we go. We have MRP versus Captain Lambert, and let's see how this goes. So, like in the last few videos, what I've talked about is I will look at statues first and hurry up and memorize them. In gallery, that's really important to do in case someone, blocks either the first or the third statue. So memorize statues, kind of track Amba and Purloin, and then maybe, quick glance at the bookcases to make sure no one's cheesing anything. So let's go. So we have AHBA, and I'm assuming Buns is the spy here. AHBA, and Alice rejects, and that's not correct etiquette. Okay, so why did I already think Buns was the spy? Well, let's just take a look at this first frame here from the sniper side. Almost an instant pickup on the statue. So you're not allowed to do this. You have to wait, I would say about like a second and a half to 2 seconds. This is more like she waited maybe 0.3, 0.4 seconds and immediately just picked it up. And so I was expecting a swap here, but they actually hit a green test on the swap. So it wasn't, I was waiting to see a fade, but obviously no fade came. So yeah, I'm just trying to think. When I saw something like this, I knew I had to pay attention to it because it was just way too out of the ordinary. I almost knew right from that that was the spy because that's just not how it goes. And then yeah, you see General get called, and then you would have saw the swap get changed, and I would have like went in on Buns there. And I'm gonna show you from the spy side that this was incorrect etiquette. Hold on. So you can see they're in the middle of the cycle, and then they break animation. So I saw that, and it's just a nice easy shot for me. And so what you're gonna see here is that General's gonna put down the statue. He's gonna walk away, and the spot or the sniper hopefully would have noticed that it is a 50-50. But now Irish is taking it, but you just saw for a little second there that statue was changed. So the spy should have been, or the sniper should have been very well aware that it's down to 2, just Buns in general, assuming they missed all the etiquette stuff. We have an incorrect briefcase return. Remember when the ambassador has something in their hand, you kind of have to stop about 1 to 2 about like maybe 2 conversation circles away and just put the case down, but she went right next to the ambassador, and this is illegal, so I also would have been extremely sus of that had I missed everything else. And we go back to the bookcase immediately for the other print, which is fair. And then we start flirting. We hit a, wow, this spy has a really good green test rate. Wow, 2 green tests in 1 game. That's pretty good. So we see that the thing has been, we see that the guest list has been purloined, and we need one more mission, and we just banana bread for our last one. I think that there was too many technical little mistakes here by the spy, but I think that overall they had really good pacing. It's just that they made too many egregious errors that any top level sniper would instantly catch. Like the briefcase would have been got them shot. That like quick pickup from the statue would have got them shot. Um, the swap and purloin would have probably been noticed by somebody. And they also broke etiquette when putting the statue down. So we see that like concepts from level 0 are still coming into play here in level 5, which is what I like, which is pretty rare honestly, but I think maybe this was just like a random case. So, but yeah, I don't think there really is much to talk about in this game. Uh, from the planning side of things, I think that the spy had decent enough pacing and maybe just too many uh sort of behavioral mistakes, I think. As in like they didn't really, act as if they weren't the spy a lot. They were clearly the spy for a lot of the parts of the game. So, okay, we have Damp Squib, who is a member of the community, and he is spying against default. So let's see how Damp Squib does. Let's see if we can catch him. Let's go. HH and okay, so four H's. A good redirect there from Salmon. I'm watching Time Ad because Purloin still hasn't landed yet. Okay, Bling Twin is getting offered. Instantly takes it. Irish is at the right bookcase. Okay, so Taft puts back a book. So there is now a print at green. Kane insta-talks in the conversation. And we see that Red Dress takes the most obvious bug path I've ever seen. But we're still going to wait. That's our first print. And let's see if they purloin here as well. Okay, there's a good chance that Red Dress also purloined here because she was offered to and hurry up and walked away. And if this actually is a purloin, I'm going to go into the analysis and review it. But yeah, I think it's pretty clear that the spy is Red Dress. Okay, no purloin. No purloin. But we're still going to watch stuff. So Wheels rejects. There's still no swap, which is good. That's what you like to see. We're waiting. I'm expecting a banana bread here. Okay, maybe Irish is her ST. Okay, Blink Twin's on the right side. But I'm assuming that Damn Squib's going to want to get another print, so that's what I think he's waiting for. Or he's waiting to seduce again. We'll see. If he goes for the briefcase here, that's illegal, and I'm going to shoot him. Maybe it's not Red Dress. I don't know. That looked like a decent enough stop. But yet again, we see that Red Dress tried to go next to Irish and failed in doing so. I wouldn't be surprised if she left conversation and went back to the pad to flirt, but doesn't seem like that's the case. Well, I do think it's Red Dress. Maybe that's just, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. Because I technically didn't see the bug, but it's just so obviously a bug path. Okay, so Red Dress rejects now. So Red Dress is the only rejector, and I think it goes to Salmon. All right, let's see the fade, and there's no purling that's gone off. So, okay. All right, it's Red Dress, and I'm going to just shoot her now. Yeah. So why did I shoot there? Because she's just obviously the spy with a bug path, and 3 basically goes right next to Irish's in one game. Or she went next to Irish 3 times in one game. That's enough for me. I don't need to wait for any other missions. Yep, there's the 1 fingerprint. So we were dead on with our mission count. But let's go and watch this bug again. So you can see the ambo lands right there, and we have a little bit of cover from Kane. So if we bug, like I saw, it wasn't really that easy to tell that there was a bug that went off. So I'll play the bug now that everybody knows that a bug has gone off right now. So watch her arm. So you can kind of see it if you're watching the arm. I only watched the path. I think that was just the most bug path I've ever seen. Um, but of course I can't just rule it out immediately. because I didn't see it, so that's what I was waiting for. Okay, yeah, I'm watching the briefcase here. But anyway, yeah, I thought that there was going to be a purloin there, but he just rejected and just didn't do anything else with it, which is okay. And then yeah, there was one more thing I wanted to show. So when we walked out to this conversation and stopped, this is a actually a really instructive moment, I think. So what happened here? Well, Damn Squib was walking to the conversation and noticed that it was full and that there was no more spots left in conversation. And so when that happens, the AI will kind of stop like one conversation length outside of the circle. They'll stop and then they'll walk away. And that's what Damn Squib does over here. So let's watch that happen. He stops and just walks away. But there's something interesting that I actually didn't even notice in the game is that Sorry walked away. As soon as this spot opened up, Damn Squid should have immediately began walking towards it because that's what an AI would have done. They only stop, and if a spot opens up, they'll immediately walk to it, and it's very hard to react to that. But if Damn Squib did that here, I think I might have low lit him because it would have been so AI non-AI like. Or it would have been so AI like, sorry. It would have been very AI like to go into that conversation after they stopped and notice that Sorry left. But he stops and just walks back in there. And at first I was like, okay, I don't know if someone would do that. I don't know if a human would do that, but this is why it's important to stay solid and just go for missions and count missions, because if you do, you're going to be very, you know, you're going to be very solid. But yet again, that was the second time we tried to go to Irish when we did it first earlier in the game to that yellow paint pad over there. So now I think we're just looking to see where our ST is going. We're looking at the party. We see that the ST is in the full conversation. There's no fingerprint available. So we're kind of trapped. All right, so we finished our flirt, and this is where I shot. So let's see what happens. We reject from the waiter again, and we don't do anything else, and we just time out. So if it were me, I would have tried to purloin and maybe go for a fingerprint, or if I was really desperate, I would purloin and then just hurry up and try to direct transfer a microfilm at the end. Just hurry up and take like a green book and slam it into blue or vice versa. But we didn't do that, and we instead decided to time out, which is fair. I mean, maybe Damn Squid was seeing that like there was a pretty good target for framing, and there was a fake BB uttered at the very end, but you want to do it before 10 seconds so that overtime, so that like the sniper has to worry about if they're going to go into overtime or not. But yeah, I mean, overall, I don't think it was too great of a game that was played, but it is different. Maybe they like saw that there was some sort of good frame target. And like I said in the last game, like I feel like the spy was too obvious, where I feel like the spy in this game was trying not to be obvious, but they ruined their pace. So you got to get that balance right. All right, so let's go to the next one. We have Toenail and Magic Doer, two more members of the community. And we just have Canton Spy. So the usual Canton Spy setup. So here we go. Let's keep going. We have it looked like I have to zoom. I have to look at this. A, B, and H H. I'm watching Rocker and Queen Rejects. Okay, so we see that Taff puts a book back. A lot of statue goers. A lot of statue goers. Okay, Kane. Kane is being offered to and takes a drink. So it resets. So we get Queen. And I'm watching books right now. Okay, Queen takes a drink. Amba goes back to blue bookcase. There might be a difficult print on that book, and maybe Duke got a difficult. Okay, Alice inspected the same set of statues, which is weird. So Irish is also in the chain. Okay, so chain resets again. Ambo's pretty safe right now, so I'm kind of watching Purloin and books right now. Like Irish I'm watching. I'm still making sure statues are good and not swapped. I don't think that there's been any bugs, but I could be wrong. At the beginning, I don't think I was too on top of it. I feel like I keep seeing Buns walk up and down. Okay, James Bond is in the sort of spy microfilm spot, but he has a legitimate book cycle. I will admit too, I'm not on top of watching Prince this game, so I'm definitely not perfect. Maybe Queen could have had a bug there. I have to admit I'm not too on top of this game, but it's okay. Irish with the reject. I think she's the only one in the chain. I think Buns could also have a microfilm here. Irish is going back to another separate bookcase, so I will have to watch her now to make sure she's not going to animation a microfilm. There's still no banana bread either. Oh, but there's been a time add, so Plain Twin maybe time added. I know Buns and Irish were in the back this whole time, so they couldn't have done it. I could honestly lowlight all these people, but I'm still going to stay kind of solid here because I'm not completely sure. Okay, I think it's Plain Twin. I did see him. I did see him at the windows. I did see him at windows, but this is only his second inspect, and there's no swap that's gone off, and I don't think he has a bug. So maybe he has microfilm, but he still hasn't BB'd yet. So I can't really shoot in good faith. Right now, I'm kind of just watching Purloin. No, but that was a pretty good briefcase, so I don't think it's him. But it could have just looked good. I don't know. I'm not sure who it is. I'm tunneling. I feel like I'm not playing this the best. I will apologize. Teal had a good stop. But I will have to shoot Twin if a BB goes off here, unfortunately. Okay, maybe there's a swap. Maybe there's a green swap from Plain Twin. Wheels takes a drink. Uh, Duke takes a book out, which is fair. I don't think it needs a spy, so I'm gonna low light him because he's been at the same bookcase a couple times. It looked like Seek just micro adjusted into the conversation. He also has a drink outside, which isn't technically allowed. It looks like a timeout, but man, I was not on top of this, unfortunately. Yeah, I was definitely not on top of that game, but my uh hopefully my thoughts made sense though during the game, which is why I didn't shoot anybody because no one was really sus. I think the spy could have thrown out at least a banana bread because I would have maybe shot Plain Twin, but we got lucky and we didn't have to make that choice. Let's see the bug. Let's see how I missed this bug here. Okay, I definitely missed that because I would have been really suspicious of that. All right, let's see. What was I looking at? So I was looking at Plain Twin going back to his 4 statue. Yeah, I think I even called it that I was tunneling on Plain Twin here. Yeah, that was just a good play from Tono, but unfortunately he couldn't convert it into a win. But I definitely should have missed that shot, but it's okay. Plato was definitely my main sus, but I think that briefcase kind of looked too AI-like for me to really be sus of him. So I kind of let down a little bit of my suspicion on Plain Twin, but I think if a BB goes off, I still should have shot him. But yeah, that was a rough one. But I also don't think he had a fourth mission. But I think he was eventually he was like at the bookcases at some point, I think. Yeah, at green. But I wasn't really sure if he was in any other bookcases because I wasn't really watching that hard until the end of the game there. Okay, but that was a little bit of stressful. That's probably the most stressful game we've had, but luckily, it didn't end in a loss because I had no reason to shoot anybody because no banana bread came off. And even at the end there, I think I saw him twitch in conversation or do something, and I didn't like it. So, all right, Kamiganai versus Nessie. Let's just get going here. AABA. I'm watching the back bookcase to make sure no cheese. There's been no offer yet, so I don't have to worry about that. Ambo for the most part is pretty safe. I'm still watching just to make sure. Alice took the drink first. If there's a book out, I think that yeah, Teal, and then there was one other person at the bookcase, but I don't remember who it was. A lot of statue visitors yet again, though. General is kind of in the spy microfilm spot. But I don't think he microfilmed unless he did it really quickly and I just didn't notice. Okay, so text with a maybe print, difficult print, who knows? I'm not completely on top of it. Irish is at blue. I think that there's no chain, so I think if Smallman if Smallman takes the Pearly and hurts him. Okay, so Seek rejects and leaves and goes picks up a fingerprint. Maybe. I don't think that this is a actual fingerprint. It looks like Queen rejects. I was just checking for bug there to make sure no one walking past the ambassador wasn't going to bug. Duke goes back to the correct bookcase, assuming that he had a book in his hand. Okay, thank God no Perlin's gone off. Alright, Queen is being offered to. Okay, Queen rejects.
Banana bread.
Alright, I'm taking low lights here for this banana bread. Alright, so Queen rejected a drink, and I thought maybe a Perlin was going to go off there, so I was watching the fade on it, but it did not go off, and she goes to the green bookcase. I think she might be trying to microfilm here, because I think maybe she was at blue earlier in the game. But no, nothing of the sort. Okay, red dress with the reject. And I think there is a print at green still. Okay, salmon. I really need to see the fade on this list if it gets taken by salmon here, but it doesn't, so that's a little unfortunate there. Remember, red dress and salmon are in the chain right now. I'm watching bug. Okay, Seek, I don't know where he got that book from, so that's maybe a microfilm. There's a lot of stuff that I'm not on top of here later in the game, but Teal also has a reject. Alright, red dress. Red dress might be trying to microfilm for her last mission here. Because she's still in this reject chain, don't forget. Nope. Wow, and there's no Perlin that gets taken here, which is crazy. I honestly have no idea who the spy is right now, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if there's progress, I don't know if I'm missing something. Sorry's being offered to, there's a print at the fourth statue. Is this this might just be a timeout, or I missed something, so. I'm still watching books to try and see if there's a microfilm. I'm watching bug, any last second bug. It doesn't look like Duke bugged there. Salmon might be trying to do a last minute thing. Queen goes to the correct shelf. There's a banana bread, and okay. And it is red dress. But yeah, as I said, there really wasn't anything that happened in that game. So that's why I was kind of getting a little, maybe a little paranoid at the end. But obviously, I'm not going to shoot based off of paranoia alone. I have to at least see something. Yeah, so we don't really do anything this game. We don't even have any partial prints, progress, nothing. Yeah, I don't think there's really much to say. I think that the pacing of the spy was just off, and I don't think it should have been. So, yeah, we got lucky that the spy didn't really do anything, but I think I actually was on top of stuff. I think behaviorally, I didn't feel like any of my like top susses were really spies. Like Queen, maybe I thought she was gonna return the book to the wrong bookcase, but she didn't. She returned it to green. No one was going after the prince on the fourth statue at the end of the game, which was like the most obvious one. I just don't. I didn't have any top susses. I had like minor susses on people, but Yeah, there wasn't really anybody that I was, super suspicious about. Even Smallman took a book outside when he should have just auto returned it or auto like direct transferred it if he was like really low on time. But he didn't do that, so there's no shot to be taken, and I think that there's really not much to talk about. The spy did 2 missions, and we really didn't miss anything from the spy. So, and we were on top of a lot of things most of the game, but you can't always be on top of everything. I've said that a couple times before, and I think that this was definitely a good indicator of a game where like you can't be on top of everything, but you can still have behavioral susses and still try to watch, hot spots the best you can. All right, let's take a breather. That was a little bit of a. These past few games have been a little stressful. So we have Blood Red Yeti, and Hoffnung is our sniper. Once again, Hoffnung was a sniper in level 4 daily against Small Boom. So we have another sort of community match here. Okay. All right. All right, let's get going here. BA and AA. So I kind of like to call this sheep because it's ba. So BAA and another A. Rocker, hurry up and rejects a drink and goes next to the ambassador for maybe a bug.
Banana bread.
Okay, I'm just taking a bunch of these free lowlights here. Duke is the offer here. And nothing. Okay, there's also been a time ad, which I completely missed, but that's fine. Okay, general rejects. I think Wheels has the first print of the game. Wheels has a reject. Or not Wheels, General, sorry. Wheels has the first print, not the first reject. But it wasn't taken, and that's correct etiquette from Wheels. Someone moved from a spot, so White Dress had a good entry, which I'm going to low light, because I'm fairly certain that the spy could not have really replicated that. Well, maybe they could have, so we'll just keep it. We'll keep her up. Why not? There's no chain right now. No one that books. There's no prints out there. We're kind of just waiting.
Banana bread.
General. There's 2 lowlights we can take. General with a purloin. BB there, but there's no Poilin, so I was watching Irish just to see in case she was bugged there. Looks like White Dress has a reject. I'm watching Wheels here for a bug. I think Alice has a print or it's a difficult, one of the two. I'm still watching this bug here. You have to watch the bug. And she'll have to put the book. Okay. So that's some correct etiquette there by Alice with the briefcase, where if you they'll never take a full sip, and if they do, they'll just put the briefcase back down. All right. Truth be told, I might not be on top of this purloin, so if it gets taken, I'm going to be a little confused. But it does not get taken. Okay, so White Dress is actually at the statue. I'm watching text here at the bookcase. There's now a print at the second statue. Is there going to be a bug from White Dress? Nope. Or Irish? Nope. No bugs. Smallman is a little weird to me. I'm going to highlight him just so I can see in case he microfilms. But no, he just takes the book out. I'm going to leave him highlight for now just so I can see him easier. Text rejects. And it looks like there's been another time ad, but I don't really have any progress from anybody, so I'm still not completely really sus of it yet. I think Alice can be low lit. I also still remember that like White Dress had a good redirect. Okay, now Wheels rejects. I can't see this fade, unfortunately. Wheels has the reject. Okay, there's no swap there. But Wheels and Irish now are in a reject chain. Kane's at a bookcase. But I don't think Kane's really been doing anything. He hasn't been active enough, so he's in a 4th mission, so I'm not going to watch him. There still hasn't been a take yet, but now Irish is going to the blue bookcase, and Wheels is going right next to her. So our 2 top suspects are now at the same bookcase. I still don't think it's Alice, so I'm not going to watch her too heavily here. Okay, Kane is now going to the A statue, the second statue. I'm not sure if there's a print on it or not. There might be. I think there might be a print on the second statue actually. I don't know if he has a. I might lose here. He might have won. I don't think I don't have another print from Kane here. And I think yeah, I think it's Kane. But I don't have another print, so this is my bad if I lose. Wheels could also have a bug here, but there's really no way of me being able to see it if it is a bug. Irish is now going in for a print. I have to watch bug here in case general bugs. Irish could be the spy, and I could have missed another mission. There's no bug from Wheels there. Kane's trying to purloin. Oh, it is Kane. Okay. Okay, I'm just trying to collect my thoughts about this game. Yet again, we have a lot of moments where I just think that like there could have been some things that have been done from the spy, but ultimately I just don't think I had progress. At the end here, if we just go through the missions, I he could have had obviously seduce and contact, but I didn't have another print from him. So this statue print over here, but it's really easy to forget prints and missed prints. So I could have thought like, okay, maybe he had one and I just missed it. So I was freaking out a little bit about that. And what else? Inspects, that was his first inspect, so I know he doesn't have inspects. So let's see what he doesn't have. He doesn't have inspect, swap, or purloin. And bug, I know he doesn't have. So he either has transfer microfilm and prints and seduce and contact, or I think that's it. That's the only mission combination he can possibly have. And I will admit, I was not on top of him with the books, but I had a bunch of lowlights, and I was pretty sure that like he didn't really do anything. So I didn't really decide to get paranoid, but I slight credited him for a microfilm, and I credit him for prints, but yet again, I just don't have the progress. I don't have the other print, and if I don't have the other print, I'm not shooting. If I lose because I missed a print, that's fine, but I'm not going to take a civ shot just in case or get lucky if I don't have that other print. But yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of different suspects at the end there. I think White Dress was a little sus. Alice could have been a little sus, but I think that they weren't really on my list just because I think that, they did some like AI movement in the game. Like for example, Alice sipped a drink and then put the briefcase down. Normally like they'll interrupt their sip to chase the ambassador, but she didn't do that. So don't have to worry about that. And White Dress had a pretty good redirect, like I talked about from that Damp Squid game, where like if they stop and then somebody opens up a spot in their conversation, they'll instantly go to it. I saw that in the back and kind of relinquished some of my sus on him, sus on her. And I'm gonna assume that I had about the same lowlights or the same lowlights and highlights as Hoffnung did here. So taking Alice and White Dress out of the equation, the only highlight in the party at the end of the game would have, for me would have been Wheel or Kane, and I think General was also a highlight for me. But then you also have Alice or Irish, Wheels, and Cowboy. But Irish and Wheels were a little sus to me just because they both had rejects on the print, or they both had rejects on the drink chain, and also I think they both took a print at some point in the game, so I could have missed prints from both of them. But I also didn't have a fourth mission from either of them. That's why I thought Purling was so important to watch. But when it didn't go off, I kind of left off my sus of them. So my only main suspect at the end of the game really was either Kane, General, and Tex. But Tex, I don't think had any progress. And General, uh, I was watching for bugs, so he also didn't really have that much progress. I mean, he at most had statues. And so Kane was my only sus, which is why at this end point in the game, I was thinking to myself, I really haven't been watching Kane. Like he could be the spy, and I could have missed a print, and I could have missed a microfilm. But that's paranoia talking. Most of the time, when you think you've missed three things, you haven't missed anything, or you've missed one maybe. But yeah, I don't think that there was too much to worry about. I also didn't think he had progress either, so I wasn't gonna shoot, and I remained solid and held. Okay. So let's keep going here. Those are some stressful games. I feel like most of our games have just been, oh, they do one early hardtail or etiquette break, and I'm like, that's the spy. But that has not been the case. This has not been trivial. So let's keep going here. Banana Sniper versus Monaders. AH and AB. AH, AB. Okay, sorry, maybe with a bug. AHAB. Okay, Smallman's back there. I'm watching Smallman, and I'm still gonna highlight things. Okay, so Alice and Smallman both could have had bugs, so I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. I wasn't really able to watch Alice. She also now has a reject. There's four people with statues, Tex, Red Dress, and then Wheels and Queen. And Smallman now also has like the first print of the game. This is a little already getting stressful. Okay, wait, Teal? Nope. Okay. I was gonna say like what would happen if that Purloin took, but I never had to get to that. Looked like Wheels rejected there or Salmon. I know Teal has a book from the right side. Queen inspects the same set of statues, so she's a little bit less sus to me. Blinkman leaves. James Bond goes to the spy spot for microfilms. Okay, so Salmon now gets a request. Not a request, but just a drink offer. And nothing happens. I'm also not too on top of fingerprints here, I'm not going to lie. And now I have to watch the back conversation there for bugs, so that's what I'm
Banana
doing.
bread.
There's a banana bread, but I still have to watch. Yeah, I might be lost here. Okay, but Teal just took a microfilm out of the book, so we didn't get too crushed there. I think it's hard with these like sort of more complicated games to kind of talk through my thoughts and um, kind of pay attention at the same time. So hopefully the commentary is good for you guys. But yes, I'm not afraid to admit that in some of these instances, I'm not on top of everything. And like I said, it's impossible to be on top of everything. You just kind of want to be at least, 90% on top of everything, which is what I think I've been. Uh, Over here, I made sure that Teal went back to the same bookcase, and she did, so I was just watching her a little bit to see. My eyes sometimes flicker to the back conversations just a couple times when because I feel like the back is like where the most suspicious like activity happens. So sometimes my eyes will just kind of flicker towards the bookcases every now and then. And this is honestly how I caught this microfilm. It wasn't a matter of, oh, I was watching it. I mean, from my perspective, I think I was watching other things. But I noticed that there was I saw the head turn. I didn't see the hand, I didn't see the arm extension, but I saw that Teal kind of looked to both directions with this microfilm. And when I looked back after the ambassador started walking away and I was looking at Toby, that's kind of what my eyes flickered towards. I just glanced at the back bookcases for a little bit to see if anyone's microfilming very obviously, and someone did. And that's why it just helps us sometimes just kind of at least try our best to be on top of everything. I had to watch Salmon and Wheels there during that BB just to make sure that they weren't covering for a bug or distracting from a bug, which is sometimes what happens. But we don't have to worry about that. It didn't happen. And we end up catching the sniper in the act anyway. And this was their first bit of progress in the game, so we caught their first bit of progress. Alright, I would hurry up and go finish Flirt here, and you need missions. That's what I was going to say. So I see Purloin coming up in the chain, or in the actions here. What I would say is I would have hurry up and flirted, purloined, and then went back to the spy microfilm spot, and then hurry up and finished it up. And then, I would have been in a good position to finish the game here. But what I'm seeing, a lot of these spies are having trouble pacing their games. I like this. I like this walk away. Maybe a bug here would have been nice. Bug, but no bug. Okay, I don't understand what we're doing here. We should have went and seduced White Dress, but luckily she comes right to us. Wow, how lucky. Now I would just go right back to the green bookcase, or I would try to go get a banana bread off here. No, you see, you cannot waste time like this. See, here's the thing. I talk about etiquette breaks, but sometimes it's okay to break etiquette if it's at the cost of saving your pace. If you're gonna time out anyways, then you're gonna lose either way, so you just need to break etiquette anyway. The spy here is playing way too passive and way too like, oh, look at me, I'm not the spy. They're playing way too behavioral. They're playing way too behaviorally correct, and they don't need to be doing this. After that I hit that flirt with that very lucky white dress come to me, I would hurry up, sip my drink, and went back and microfilmed. And then at least I have an option to bug or get a contact at the end. And chances are, if I'm not even dead for this purloin, I'm probably fine anyway. And yeah, we just time out and we go to try to go to a random statue, and that probably takes the most time. I would have said we should have still did our microfilm, and at least we would have had our hands free to do ambassador and bug him. So yeah, I think that there was some yet again. I don't think there's technical things wrong with this game. Nothing technical that I noticed, but I think that pacing wise and just kind of skill wise, I don't think that this game was all that all that good. And I think that the main takeaway from this game is to make sure you're watching your pacing and don't trade all of your etiquette and behavioralism for your pacing. Like I said, in this game, if you took the pearl, if you had a white pearl, if you have a white purloin and you're not dead, chances are they didn't see it. Or they did and you're dead anyway, so there's no point in playing the game. You slow play the game if you have a green purloin because maybe you're not the one who did the chain, but if you have a white purloin or something of that nature, like you just need to put the pedal to the metal no matter what. In my opinion anyway, that's what I would do. And that's my style. Okay. Okay. So, let's keep going here. AA and BB. So AA, BB, they both match. Seek has the first book. Irish and Duke are on the fourth and first one, respectively. Smallman's a little weird to me already. Okay, I think that was a bug from Seek, but we'll still play. We'll still play kind of reserved for now. What I didn't, I was a little silent there, but what I was watching as I was watching the back bookcase because there was three people there, I wanted to watch their paths near the ambassador to see what they would do, and I was also watching I mainly was watching the ambassador, and when I saw Seek kind of walk past the ambassador and his arm kind of, it looked like it was extending, and he kind of went inside the ambassador. That's a classic kind of bug path from the spy. All right, if Seek screws up on his briefcase etiquette here, I'm going to shoot him. So let's see what he does. But no, that's pretty good. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. That looks pretty good. So maybe I shouldn't be tunneling on Seek here because that looked pretty good. But if this person knows etiquette, then obviously you can't go wrong. So we'll watch Seek, but we'll still watch everything else. There's a print on the fourth bookcase. I'm also watching Bug still. I don't know where Plain Twin got his book. Okay, Seek is now going to the first statue. I don't know if there's a print there or not. Maybe it's not Seek. I thought that that was a bug. It looked like a bug, but I could be wrong. Maybe I am wrong, actually. I might actually be wrong. Plain Twin rejects a drink. I'm still trying to watch everything else here, by the way. Okay, but Plain Twin rejected a drink, but nothing happened. Seek is going to the same statue now. There's only one yellow conversation here, so I'm also trying to kind of watch that a little bit as well. I really thought it was Seek, but apparently I might be wrong. Disney's finishing Disney's a little sus to me here. Disney's a little bit suspicious here. I feel like I've seen him at a lot of mission sites, and I feel like he has just had very many opportunities to be doing things. Okay, Seek rejects. Okay, okay. This might actually be this might be another mission. Let's watch the fade. But no fades, so Plain Twin Twin didn't swap. I am getting a little worried again about this game. Oh, but it looks like there's a time ad. Okay, wait. There's a time ad, and I think Disney was walking away from it. So I think the spy is actually Disney here. Okay, this might have been really lucky, but I think I caught on to Disney because they feel like he finished inspects, and I feel like he was kind of going everywhere. Seek just had so much good etiquette that I just didn't think he was the spy. Is this gonna be a white purloin here? It's not. Who is the spy here? I don't know. Okay, he's talking now. Might be a BB. I have no
Banana
idea.
bread.
All right, Plain Twin's talking. All right, it's just gonna be what it is. I'm gonna lose here, I think. I wasn't on top of everything. Mission win right about now. I feel like it's either Seek or Disney here. Or is it Plain Twin? Oh, okay, it was Plain Twin. Uh, wow, what a chaotic game. Oh, this is the second time I've missed a bug like this. What am I doing? Okay. Let me. Wow, I. Yeah, that path looked very spy-like. All right. Yeah, it definitely kind of looked like a bug from my perspective, and I I don't really blame myself for thinking that that was a bug. Upon watching it back, it does look like a bug, so I'm not gonna disagree with myself. Um, but wow, yeah, I missed this. So when Plain Twin had this, so Plain Twin took the book out early on. Yeah, I missed this bug again, and I don't remember what I was watching. Yeah, I'm not sure what I was watching there that I wasn't watching the Ambassador, because I would say typically Ambassador is like my number one priority. I spend most of my game watching him, but I didn't see that. I missed it. I missed it. I missed it. I missed that bug. And I think I did see like Twin here though, and I credited him for a microfilm. And then I think he went to statues kind of a little bit later on. Okay, so Plain Twin did the time ad. Okay, I definitely missed that then. Okay, so when did I notice the time ad? Hmm. Wow, so by the time, yeah, okay, so I've noticed this time ad also way too late, I think. I wasn't paying attention to the time, and while Disney was walking away, I think that while Disney was walking away, I think that I just noticed it way too late, and I shouldn't have even put any sus onto that. But here, Plankton was going to be my overtime shot because I didn't have any other main susses here. And so if I heard the beeping after the overtime came, I would have shot him because he's obviously finishing inspects and swapping. So yeah, I think that was just a horrible game played by me, honestly. I didn't play that well, but hopefully, you can still kind of see why we held at the end there. There just wasn't really any main mission progress. And I'm not taking shots for things that I think I miss. I'm taking shots for things that I see. And notice how like I don't think secretly had any concrete like actual mission progress for time besides Bug, so I didn't have to shoot him. Disney, yeah, I credited him with a microfilm, but he didn't. I didn't see him do it, and I think he had inspects too, but there's just not enough. There's just not enough for me, which is why at the end there when the BB goes off, I didn't want to shoot. because I don't really know if they're the spy or not. And I think it's safer to hold because you still don't know who the spy is. That's why I feel like from last the level 4 video at the like game 8, I feel like if you always take shots on people who you feel like is the spy, you're going to be wrong a good amount of times because you just need to wait for that last mission. And you just got to stay solid, and that's what I'm trying to install. So even when you kind of feel like you lose games like this where you win games like this where you should have lost, I think that's still important to kind of reinstall that, like, kind of make sure you repeat in your mind, like, okay, these are good habits. And good habits are not to take paranoid shots. You want to be taking shots that you're pretty confident in, or at least, are valid shots, right? Like, you don't want to be shooting something for like 2 missions at the beginning of the game just because you think you see a bug. You want to wait for that confirmation. Notice how against Red Dress, where I thought she bugged, I still waited for confirmation and I was right. And in this game, it helped again. Instead of just immediately shooting Seek, I waited and figured out, oh, he doesn't have anything. So I didn't shoot him. But anyways, I think that's all I want to talk about in that game. Yet again, I think pacing would have done the spy well here, but it didn't work out that way. And so our last game is June versus Wrestler. Ugh, okay, so this is our game 8, final game. Let's see if we can pull out one more 8 out of 8 in our dailies. Let's go. BBAA. So they match again. Perfect. There's no offers yet, and Seek is the only one at a bookcase. There's quite a lot of people outside the thing, so I'm watching time ad here. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any time ads. And I don't think that there's anybody who's in this reject chain yet. And I think also Smallman has the first print of the game. Disney's on the right side. As I see people at statues, I highlight them. That's just how I play. Okay, Buns. I think that there's a print. I think Amba was Amba at Green Bookers? I think he was. So I think that this is a print for Sorry. Yeah, I'm still making sure that nothing's happening. Okay, Teal might have swapped here, so I'm paying attention to the fade. Okay, but no swaps gone off. Okay, Duke goes back to the same bookcase, so he didn't microfilm. Irish rejects. Nobody's at the windows for time ads. Okay, Sorry redirects from the bookcase, which is good. Alright, Teal maybe has a bug there. Red Dress I also have to credit with the bug because I couldn't
And the
really
end of
watch
red.
it. Okay, I think Irish and Kane are both in this reject chain. I think Teal could have bugged. Yeah, I think Teal's the spy. I think she just flirted with Red Dress. Hopefully that wasn't her last flirt. Hopefully that wasn't her last flirt, so I can watch her do it again. Because I think she has a bug. Okay, never mind. She just microfilms, so that's game over. Oh, she didn't bug. Did she try to bug? Hold on. Did she not bug here? Oh, okay. She didn't bug. That's interesting. Oh, yeah, I guess she was nowhere near the ambassador. Maybe I just missaw that. Okay, well, maybe that was a little lucky then that I was on top of her. I still don't like this like positioning and conversation though.
And the end.
She's way too close to She's way too close to everybody. So yeah, I also thought that was weird. That's why I was really convinced that this was a bug, because she was in a really weird spot in conversation. Typically, AI will go to the more kind of spaced out spots in the conversation. They won't clump on like two other AIs like this. But in rare cases, they can, of course, but not after a bug-looking path.
And the end of red.
We got good lowlights from this banana bread, by the way. And at this point in time, uh, at this point in time, at this point in time, there really wasn't much else to watch. So I think I had to watch Teal because there was nothing else I was really into watching. So yeah, let's watch the rest of this game. So we go to statues here, and the plan's obvious. We're gonna go to the probably the spy microfilm spot at Green Bookcase, and we're probably going to inspect one last time. Or no, that was our second inspect. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But yeah. Okay. Okay. And she goes back to red dress. So I would have had my vindication. I would have had my vindication at the end. And then yeah, now we're just waiting for the spot to clear up on the bookcase. I'm imagining after we see that, there's no one there and that the ambassador leaves so that all the attention isn't on us, we're going to go there. Yep, and there's the spy spot. Oh, and there's a fingerprint there. Perfect. And here's why it's called the spy spot. Look how hard it is to see her hand. If you aren't explicitly watching that, you're not going to catch it. You are not going to catch a green test behind that conversation unless you're explicitly watching it and you're very in tune with how everything looks. So that's why I call it the spy spot. I want to say too that this was a really good paced game. I think that once that blue microfilm wasn't caught, I think it was just the end for Wrestler because I think he had to catch it. Because you're really not going to catch anything behind the green bookcase, and even though we're finishing up statues, we have no other missions. So I think that you had to catch June at the blue bookcase. So let's watch the mission win countdown for June. And yeah, this was probably my favorite game of the 8 games. I think that this was the best played one. The pacing was good. I think that you have to do stuff. If the sniper catches it, like I said, the perfect play in Spy Parties favors the sniper. And notice how Wrestler didn't catch it, and so then Jude was in the driver's seat. So all she really had to do was get past that green bookcase microfilm because the second statue inspect isn't enough to shoot somebody. It's only the third mission, as I've been saying. You want to shoot for a fourth mission, and yeah, there is game number 8 for our win and final win, our last and final win of daily level 5. I don't think that there's anything else in that game I wanted to talk about. Um, yeah, I don't think so. Now, if you're completely focused on everything, I think that everything should, I think that the main takeaway from these kind of higher level videos is that you kind of want to have a routine that you're watching. You want to start out the game in the same way and speed run it that way. You do it the same every single time for the most part. You want to make sure that you're watching. Like my routine is I will memorize statues and then instantly try and track Purloin and the Ambassador, because those are the three most important things to track, and because they're the easiest to cheese at the beginning of the game. I've lost countless games where I missed an early bug, an early Purloin, or an early swap, and it ruins your mission count because you don't really expect it, and the best you can do is credit it because you missed it. So I think from these games, while I may have been lost for a couple of them, I think that it's important to just kind of have that routine and not fall victim to paranoia. Because even in some of the games where I was a little bit lost, I feel like behaviorally, I feel like some of my more sus people weren't really spies, and so I was able to hold. And I still was waiting for things that I knew that didn't happen. I was waiting for things to happen. So, yeah, I think this game specifically, though, I think is good. There is our final 8-0. The nothing feels better than when you 8-0 one of the daily levels. And it was 25 minutes, so these are some longer games, but naturally, when you have 4 timeouts, you can't really expect anything less. 4 timeouts that we waited for all of them, and we shot the spy for 4 of them. I think that um, level 6 and level 7, I'm going to see some losses because that's just how it works. I trade some of my focus and memory to be able to talk about what I'm seeing and what I am, keeping track of to you guys. But I think that this was a good episode. I think that this just kind of shows the importance of having a routine and just sticking to it. And I think it also shows the power of mission counting and making sure that they have that fourth mission. Like I said, on any other venue, like it's all the same, right? You still want to watch, you want to memorize swaps if you can, and then instantly flip back to the ambassador and the purloin. That it all comes down to that. And then if you have time, try and just flicker your eyes over to the bookcase real quick and see if they're not doing anything sus, and then go back to tracking everything. You just gotta stay disciplined, focused, and you gotta make sure you're memorizing everything. But I think that that is going to do it for this video. I want to thank everyone for watching again. Uh, I don't know if I have anything else more to talk about. I think that that was it. Um, I think that this just shows also that like you can be lost in a game, but you can also uh, just miss stuff. I think that you can be lost in a game, miss stuff, but you can still come back. But I think that the best thing to do if you're kind of lost in a game is just wait the spy out, because if he outplayed you, great, then you were gonna lose anyway. But if he didn't, then they were probably just going to end up uh, doing some desperation mission toward the end, and you're gonna catch him out. And I think that that's kind of the highest probability you have of winning things. So yeah, again, I wanted to thank everybody, and I will see you guys for the non-gallery level 6. So hope everyone has a good one, and take care.